Hi guys, I'm Nagadir-chan, and welcome to my review for No Guns Life, Season 1. So, I think I will start with sound, or music. I really loved opening and ending in this anime. Opening was really amazing and catchy. Ending was kinda slowish but still pretty good, and I still really like it. I think ending was from Kenichi Asai, who also made my favorite Bleach ending, Mad Surfer. Like, really, I really remember that song because I really loved it. So yeah. Soundtrack in this anime, I would say, is not that noticeable. Like, there are some tracks which helps the atmosphere, but I wouldn't say there's anything spectacular or like something you would really remember and you would really love. Which is sad because soundtrack is very important for atmosphere. There were a few tracks, but not that many, and I personally don't remember any. For example, from Full Metal Alchemist, like the original anime, the first one, I still remember some tracks, and that was like how many years ago? So yeah, soundtrack is important. Here, not bad, but nothing extremely great too. And another important part in sound or music is voice acting. And I would say I also can't remember anything impressive except from Junichi Suwabe, who voiced Inui Juzo, but he's like really great seiyuu, and I really like him, and he did a very good job. But apart from that, I don't really remember any amazing kind of voice acting thing in this anime, which is sad. That's also really important because if a voice acting sounds really good, I can feel emotions in characters and I would end up liking them. But here it wasn't that impressive. Yeah, nothing especially impactful. Then there is art, visuals, and animation, or visuals and animation. I would say visually it has potential because there are some like very really unique designs, but I would say only with very few characters. And like I really love how these characters look. For example, Mary, Pepper, Juzo, Karen, I think, Pepper's sister, Krana, and Olivier. But apart from that, maybe like another few three characters which has a very like noticeable design. But like I said, apart from that, I can't really remember anything special. Like there is so many female characters, but almost no, all of them except for like the one I mentioned, though Mary is blonde too. But all these females are blondes, and like, please, like, can you make some variations, like for side characters to not be blonde but still look pretty good? Like, I'm kind of sad about it because I'm very bad with names, and I don't remember names, and like the design of these female characters was pretty poor, but like that's for male characters too, because apart from those I mentioned, there is none interesting. Maybe Cronin and one of the villains, but like yeah, which is sad because if they are trying to do designs well, they're really amazing. Like if it's not important character, the design is very bland, which is extremely sad. Also like extended, some of them doesn't look too appealing. I mean, with like the variations you could do so many crazy designs, but a lot of these look just weird and I didn't like those designs much. Some of them are pretty cool. Like I got used to Juza's look because he has a gun instead of hat. But like they could do some really crazy, amazing looking stuff, and most of these extended just look kind of plain. Maybe the girl who was kind of spidery, that was a really cool design. But again, I can't remember much. Like, these designs are so bland and not interesting. Like, oh, this is a cyberpunkish kind of with Nora sprinkle in it anime, and it just can't do designs right, and I'm mad. Other stuff is that also part of the visuals is CGI. They mostly use it for backgrounds, and it's done really well. The CGI, the background, is extremely well done, extremely detailed, and blends very well with 2D characters. And I really love it because, like, rooms and like nature, etc., looks really good with like how they did it. It's so detailed and it looks so good and so appealing. I'm really surprised because it's done right, and like I've said, 2D characters blends with it usually pretty good, but then there is this problem with 2D characters. I don't know if it is because of not enough money, the budget. They probably put a lot of budget on the CGI animation or like the visuals. Sometimes like 2D characters are not that well detailed, especially when they're like not zoomed, when they're like camera looks at them from far away, the details are not very apparent. Like, not very, very apparent. And because still background is very detailed, there is this weird contrast because it should be other way around. Background should be less detailed and foreground should be like more detailed. But because of this 3D, 2D models are not that well detailed, but 3D CGI are extremely detailed and kind of bugs you. It like bugged me in a few instances. Like I was like, oh my god, my eyes, because those not very detailed 2D characters just popped out, and it was kind of distracting, which is really sad. But I'm really amazed at 3D animation or CGI background. It's really good, like really good. It looks really pretty nice, I would say. But I was really distracted by this blending sometimes. It usually blend well, but sometimes it was kind of like, oh my god, it's distracting me, please stop. And animation CGI is pretty good too, I would say. Definitely didn't distracted me, and I really like it. So yeah, visuals kind of okay, pretty impressive for CGI background, but nothing that amazing still, I would say, which is sad. But what I really loved was kind of grim noir, some cyberpunk-ish aesthetic. Like everything was kind of dark. Most of the stuff was really, really dark, and there wasn't anything like sunny and light-hearted, anything like that. So it played with the atmosphere really well. Characters. Oh, characters were interesting, but sadly, most of them didn't get that much time in this anime, so it was hard to like them because they didn't appear much. And mostly I like them because Inui as a main character is very likable, and he is really amazing character. I really liked him, and I really enjoyed his relationship and chemistry with other characters like with Mary, Olivier, or Cronin. I especially loved like his banter with Cronin. They have this like amazing kind of buddy cop vibe. It was cool, and I wish there was more of it. But if Inui is not on a scene, it's kind of degrades with the characters. Because, for example, Tetsuro, who is another main character, is kind of annoying. And I had like this very weird thing with him. It felt like he really even doesn't belong in this anime. It's it just it was so weird. He has this like very shonen-ish naive ideals and attitude, and it really didn't go well with noir cyberpunk dark world, and for me it was kind of distractive from time to time, though he has potential to grow, so we'll probably see in second season or continuation season. So yeah, like I didn't hate him, but he was kind of annoying. Yeah, most of the characters shine usually because of their interaction with Juzo, which is sad. Like I would really love more of Olivier or more of Mary or more of Cronin, but just like them alone. Sadly, there wasn't much of it. And villains, they weren't memorable. Like there were some, but they were kind of boring, and that's sad. Like really sad. I wasn't interested in any kind of individual. Yeah, the main kind of villain is Company Baryuran, or how's it pronounced? Everything about it was extremely interesting. Like what's their deal and what they're doing. You know, this big mega corporation having their hands in very shady stuff, which plays with cyberpunk theme. Well, of course. But like I've said, individuals were kind of boring, not much interesting, and that's sad because I usually love villains. Yeah, so characters kind of okayish, and I wish more of them would be present. Oh, villains! I forgot about Pepper. She is the only interesting villain, plus Karen. They kind of interested me the most, but still, characterization wasn't that best. I almost forgot about her. Yeah, like the villains really weren't that interesting. And then we have kind of story which is about Juzo, kind of doing this extended cases. It's like detective. This is kind of detective anime in weird noir cyberpunk world. Everything is green. There are tons of extending, having problems, causing problems. You have this huge mega corporation Beryuren, which basically has monopoly on extensions, and this corporation is using it to their profit. They basically can do whatever they want because everyone needs kind of extensions, and if something bad happens they need to go to Barry Ren to help them with extensions. So yeah, well done, well done, you know, cyberpunk. So this whole world really interested me, especially about the Barry Ren and like how it works with the world. Like the background all this anime is really interesting, like of this world and how it works and how people in it works, and it was really, that's what interested me in this anime the most. And Juzo, so Juzo does these cases, but it seems like there is a bigger problem than just individual cases, and it's very Ren, which kind of has something to do with his past, obviously. So it's more complicated, but it wasn't hit it did much in this first season. It felt more like they're still establishing characters and a little bit of like story, but not really that much. But still, it's interesting. Not the best, but very interesting, especially the background and lore and this kind of stuff. So yeah, but there are some like cases which are kind of longer. I especially love the what was his name? The armed, like the golden dude who was full extended, mega armed or something like that. His freaking fight with Juzo was probably the best part of this anime. I really love it because when Juzo fights, it just, oh, it's really good. When there is Tetsuro, not much, but this part of the anime was the peak. I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good. But after that, it was kind of like, eh, not that much interesting. This anime has potential, but it still didn't like take it fully. So I'm wondering like how it will go, where it will go. Will they be doing something with Baruran? Like there is this police department Olivia is part of, but they still can't do anything with Baruran because it's such a big monopoly and can hold a lot of stuff. So they kinda can't, which is funny, right? I kinda enjoy this show, not gonna lie. I give it 7 out of 10 because I saw the potential. I really loved Inuijusa. I really liked the world and how they are building it. I can still see the potential of it in the second season, so I'm wondering, yeah, how it will go. Would it be better? Would it be not? I want this to go really good because I'm really interested. Yeah, so I think it's kinda all. Like, I went in really interested because I really like cyberpunk and noir. That's like really good combination, interesting combination. But like it wasn't that much interesting, especially because Tetsuro was annoying most of the times, and some episodes were extremely slow and kinda annoying. Like it's sometimes really predictable, so your excitement is kinda like, eh. I mean, I guess this will happen, and it happened, so yeah, excitement kinda went down. And sometimes characters do really stupid stuff, which made me kind of angry too, especially Tetsuro, but other characters too. Yeah, a lot of stuff is really obvious, so unpredictable. So that also degraded my experience and my enjoyment. That's why I gave it 7 out of 10. But it's really not that bad anime, and it's still really enjoyable, and I still want to see the second season. So I think that's all. Yeah, goodbye and see you next time.